have something different. It's not about speaking really, but you know, we do have a group chat, and I was wondering maybe I can get some feedback about what everyone thinks of having a professional group chat like our Speakers Club, and if you have a similar group chat, like for example I have for my network, what is the type of engagement that you think is okay for a professional network?
Yeah, okay. And so
Because
this would be for
struggle,
like creating something else, right?
yeah, you know,
Yeah,
I struggle between, you know, building a community where everyone feels okay to share things that they want to share, but at the same time, you don't want to have this good morning, good afternoon, good night messages, you know?
Yeah.
And especially in this region, by the way. So what do you all think?
Okay.
Can I dive in?
Yeah. Shall we just start on that? I think that's quite a good one to do, yeah.
Well, I guess it's something like WhatsApp or Signal or something like that. And I'm in a few of those groups, and I have muted many of them. The other day, Amal, you spoke about a professional network. The other day, I've been to a nice Italian restaurant, and they had a QR code to scan. Hey, please join. We will send out, you know, invitations to special events like wine tasting, truffles evenings. And I thought, oh, truffles evenings, that sounds good. And so I scanned the code, and now it starts with, you know, oh, there is a musician coming. Great. Not so interesting. But then things got rolling like an avalanche. Oh, this is nice. And another 2-second video from a trumpet player. And I got really, really annoyed. And I'm that close to actually leaving that. So I want to leave it at this for the moment.
Anyone else got experience of other group chats? Obviously, our one is amazing and could not be improved one bit. But what have you learned from other chats that aren't so good?
I think it does depend on the group itself, doesn't it? I mean, I have a group chat for myself, and I'm a member of another group chat that just goes ballistic. But it's not. It's kind of all relevant stuff to the topic. It's just that there's so many people in there, so many different people and different services, that actually everyone's kind of vying for visibility in a way. And then yeah, it's group chats kind of, they're either very busy or they're either very quiet. You kind of don't get the bit in between, and it's quite difficult to get them to be busy. And if you can get that, then it's great. But yeah, it's a difficult one.
I have created some for some of my training programs, and it exactly like Philip said, sometimes they're too slow and they kind of wither and die like a flower. And it's upsetting because you're like, I put all this time into it and didn't go anywhere. You want that happy medium. You don't want them too slow where everybody's like, what is this group even for? And it goes to the bottom of the inbox on WhatsApp because nothing is happening. And then if they're too busy, you're like, oh, another notification from this group. I would think to make them engaging without being annoying, and to make them, and to create that sense of community, which I know it's hard in virtual, but to create that sense of community, so make them personable and engaging, because sometimes they can feel very salesy also. Like I've never used them for sales, but when I started them, I really thought they would become a community. And somewhere along the line, there was a disconnect. But I think finding that happy medium, I agree with Philip. And just having a bit more personalized messages, or a bit more like really connecting with people, not those generic messages that don't quite connect, but then also having a good moderating of them, because some people can get out of whack really fast. And you don't wanna be a dictator in your WhatsApp group, but you wanna be in command. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, I like that, Marta. In command, not a dictator. Anybody else would like to comment on this?
Yeah, I had a couple of thoughts just to say. I think it's helpful to have rules in place, like things like to stop things like over promoting, and even if you want people to promote, you could say like, oh, we have a set time for promoting. For example, like I've been in groups before now where it said like on Wednesdays you're allowed to promote your own business, but just Wednesdays, which gives people the option to tune out from it. And then I think as well as rules, it's good to have recommendations as well, because sometimes you'll find that if people are more nervous about posting in the group, they won't do if they don't understand sort of what the group is for, or if they don't have that instinct for it, which, you know, not everybody's good at picking up on those kind of cues. So almost like saying, like, these are what we don't do, but things like updates about something you've succeeded on this week, or challenges you're facing, or things like that. So like having what you can post in the group too is also helpful, I think. So yeah. And I think also just WhatsApp groups and stuff can get a bit overwhelming depending on the subject. If you're covering a broad area, not everybody's going to be interested in every element of it. It depends what you're doing. But not everybody's going to want to read long messages about certain areas that they're not interested in. And that maybe actually something like a Discord group with different chats, or like a Facebook group where people can start different subjects and just engage in the comments or something might work better. It depends what the subject is though. So
yeah, I appreciate that, Kathleen. I think what I picked up from you, what is probably useful for me, is to keep repeating, because, you know, every now and then new members join, so keep repeating what is allowed, because people know very well what isn't allowed. And
yeah.
Over the past 1.5 years, I've built some kind of culture that is quite European to, you know, for example, I haven't stated, but by doing it myself, no messages after 11 p.m., for example, and no early messages either. So the culture is there, but, you know, now I'm in a stage like, okay, I want people to feel comfortable to share their achievements, as you said, and ask for questions or recommendations of others. Promotions, there are set rules for promotions because that's what we do, but and that's very clear to the members. But yeah, building this community that I'm ready for now. Yeah, I was just thinking like how to get it started. But thank you all for the feedback.
Speaking from the experience that all of you know, when I first started the Virtual Speakers Club and I did the group WhatsApp alongside it, it was very functional for probably the first 12 to 18 months or so. Basically, every 2 weeks, as I do now, here's the lineup, here's who's speaking, here's the workshops. And if anyone couldn't make it, they would say, hey, just to let you know, can't make it, stuck in traffic, stuck at work, whatever. And that was kind of all we really used it for a long time. And then in the last like 18 months to 2 years, actually, those of you who have kind of come in within that time, you've made it something different and something more. And to be honest, more actually what I intended it for in the first place, of having those connections, having that, like, sharing the speaking related stuff, but also having like the casual chat, the Euros and all the other like nonsense we've been chatting about like the last couple of months. But also getting that nice balance of like, we're not just having chit chat and it's not just we are professional, like it's a little bit of both. And I think what I've learned from that is, as the moderator, facilitator, whatever kind of role you see yourself in, you can't do it all yourself. You need a few other people who are coming in and kind of setting that tone and setting that standard. So if there's any way that you can sort of get some people in there who are going to help you a little bit with that, or really identify who those sort of ambassadors and kind of tribe people might be that helps you to set that tone, because I think once that tone is set, I think people fit into it a lot easier. But when you're trying to do that work of setting the tone, it can be challenging.
Yeah, thank you, David. Yeah, indeed, actually, hopefully after the summer, business partner will join. And it's also, I have to say, I'm not very sad that the engagement is not high, because it is a lot of work and I don't like it. But it is a useful engagement and functional, as you said. So I have kept it like that. But yeah, I think hopefully with the new business partner that things will be more active and people will feel more comfortable to share, and that we reach this point where it is the sweet medium. Thank you all.
I think
Marta.
also the success I've seen with like David's group is that at first maybe we were not sure if it was okay to put like jokes or other comments or whatever. And once everybody relaxed a little bit and we started putting more stuff like that, it became a lot less clinical and a lot more friendly, I guess is the word. So even though it's a business one, I think at the end of the day, we're all human beings. So you want to have a good balance of the business, but also of the taking an interest in the members. I mean, without people spilling their guts on the group, I don't mean that, but taking an interest on the members and really also nurturing that human side. Because that's what I see that has happened with David's WhatsApp, and that's why it's alive and doing very well. Also because we meet every 2 weeks, but I mean, yeah.
I think that's another part of it. I think, see, if you just try to do it like, oh, we're gonna bond amazingly just through a group WhatsApp, you won't. You have to have the other thing. The WhatsApp should be complementing what you're doing elsewhere, rather than trying to carry, to use an Olympics analogy, to carry the torch of what you're trying to do all by itself.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, actually, we do meet up, not occasionally, regularly, actually. And I know all of my members personally. I met them personally, I spoke to them, and I know what business they are in. So the relationship is there. But I think I need probably, as David and Marta also said, some people who can bring this tone to the group, because I myself, I'm very rational and functional, and okay, maybe not as a participant in your group, David, but but for my own group, yeah, that's how it is at the moment. But thank you all for this valuable feedback. I appreciate it.
I guess also you mentioned this and you're aware of this. Like, I think the cultural and context differences as well. Like, some of the shit that we say in our WhatsApp conversation possibly couldn't say in other cultures and other contexts. So, and I know you're aware of that, but that's, don't try and create something like what we have if the culture and the context isn't necessarily appropriate. Go, okay, what does a good solution look like for where I'm trying to do it and what I'm trying to use it for? Any other thoughts to help Amal out with her group chat network? how about we tag in Marta then? Marta, what were your thingies you want to bring in?